In this slidecast, we're going to look at project objectives. So the first question is, what are project objectives? These are the desired results of the project, what you'd like to achieve. Now, you're not going to get everything you want, so it is a bit of a compromise, but these are what you desire. So the first thing is that you want it delivered as you required it. So it's fit for purpose. So if you want a 4-lane highway, it's a 4-lane highway which allows traffic to move up and down on it. You don't get a 2-lane highway, you don't get one that sort of breaks up under trucks. So it does what it's supposed to do. The next thing is time. You want it delivered as quickly as possible. And the one after, the next one is cost. The project is delivered at minimum cost. It's as cheap as possible. Now you can see that each one of these things is mutually exclusive. If you want the deliverable to do everything you could possibly think of, then it's going to cost you more and it's going to take more time to do it. If you want to reduce the cost down to the minimum, then you're going to have to drop some features off it, and it's going to take a little bit more time to sort of do it cheaply. For example, if you wanted a house, it might be that you want your house to have the flashiest dishwasher, the most amazing showers, really high quality, really high standard of furniture and stuff like that. Then what you're doing there is you're asking for pretty high level of quality, and it's going to cost you. It's going to take more time to do. So these three here are the main ones that concern us as engineers, but there are others. There are 4 others that are also very important to us. We want to do this without any damage to the environment at all. In other words, silt does not get into the surrounding natural waterways. There is no damage to natural habitats. So you chop down a tree and you've removed part of a natural habitat. Now obviously you can't, sometimes you have to chop down trees, and sometimes silt gets into streams. So while you'd like it that there was absolutely no damage to the environment, the result is that sometimes there is. So you want to be minimizing that. Another thing is safety. Workers and the public are safe and healthy. In other words, the people that are working on the site aren't hurt by construction accidents, aren't run over by trucks or whatever, but also people outside, the general public, are not harmed by the works either. So it's a safe site, you know. The next one is nuisance. Nuisances are noise, odor, insects, the things that would really annoy you if you're the neighbour. So it would be nice if you could do a construction project without any nuisance at all affecting the local neighbourhood. But obviously our trucks, our equipment are all noisy. So this is, while this is a desire, it's not something that you can absolutely get every time. But once again, you need to minimise the noise, the nuisance. The last thing is reputation, is that your organisation's reputation is enhanced. So you could be a consultant, in which case the client is really impressed at the work you did with the design and the project management. It could be that you're a contractor and the consultant and the client are really happy with what you did. The thing about reputation is, if you've got a good reputation, it's just that much easier to get that next job. So these 7 items are all desires, things you'd really like to happen, but they are mutually exclusive too. They need to be balanced. So let's just look at those top 3 for the balance. So this triangle here is, you'll see this quite often. So concentrating, as I mentioned before, concentrating on one can hinder the others. So let's just look at that. So if you concentrated on quality, it's going to take you more time and it's going to cost more. But if quality is all that matters, then you'll be sitting there in the triangle. If you want it done really quickly, it's going to cost you more because more resources have to be brought in. And if you want it done really cheaply, it's going to take some time, and it's not going to have all the bells and whistles you wanted. It's not going to have a high level of quality. Sometimes there's these middle ones. So this one here, you're quite happy to take as much time as required, but you do want to do it for a reasonable cost and have reasonable quality. Likewise, this one here, reasonable quality in reasonable time, and you're willing to pay for it. Most engineering projects are a balance of all of them, and where it sits on this triangle depends on the client's needs and requirements.